being a husband means you gotta change stuff that break or fix stuff that breaks. So one of our light bulbs just went out, our brake lights. So we gotta change it. Since I'm recording, I'm using my Apple Watch and my phone as my second pair of eyes. So before I start changing the brake light, I'm gonna check my hazards, my turn signal, my running lights, and my brake lights again, just to make sure I didn't miss any lights that are out and to make sure that the correct side is the right side. Now that we got that figured out, let's go ahead and pop the trunk to get started on changing this brake light. But anybody who's worked on car before always knows that there could be a surprise around the corner. Yep, Cheerios. Not what you expected, right? But give me a second, I'll explain to you in just one sec. So, keep old cereal in here to go feed the ducks at the park with the girls, with the kids. So we keep
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Man, Siri, stop listening, bro. So we like to keep old cereal in here, some Cheerios. It's usually in a bag, in a box, but it fell out. So now I gotta clean this up before I get to work on this light. If you don't want a Dyson or something similar that's portable and useful like this, I recommend you get it because it's really convenient. Especially if you have little kids in the car seats, you just whip it out, vacuum up all the mess, and dump it all out into the trash can or a bag. I do have a shop vac too, which is a lot stronger and gets everything up real good, but it's just, it's big and bulky. It's just not as convenient as this little vacuum. So now we're gonna move to these plastic retainer clips so we can access the light. We just push it out like that. You can see I use a flat head to push it out, and then that way you're able to pull it out. There's that little pin that you push in and it spreads out the wall of the pin, of the plastic retainer. You see I'm struggling with this top one a little bit. I'm able to pull back that carpet and pinch it together so I can pull it out of the little hole. I'll show a little closer look here in a second. Enough to get it up there. So this one you could just go back here, but I was gonna say pinch it, pull it out. Okay, so we should have, let's see, should be 2 bolts. One right here on this side and another one right here. And I think it's just those 2. If I'm not mistaken. Okay. Yeah, so it holds on from these 2 bolts, and the rest should just slide in. Okay. Great. This is why you put your tools back. Okay, so I'll probably need let's try to see this 10, maybe an 8. Let's test it out first, and then we'll look at the ratchet. Let's try this 8 out first. 8. Yep, it's low. Yep. And this is what laziness gets you. Costs more time in the end. Alright, let's see. Whenever you work on the car, it's late. You get so tired, by the time you finish, you just throw everything back in. Let's see, where is that ratchet? That's not it. Yeah, no, that's down there. Here it is right here. Oh look, we already got an 8 on there. Perfect. Should put this 8 back where it goes so we can find it later. Now, if you're doing your car, it might not be the same as mine. This is a Nissan Sentra. It's just held in by these 2 bolts. I'm gonna undo it, and then you'll see I could just go to the rear side of the vehicle, kind of grab onto it and pull it towards the rear of the vehicle, and it should just pop out. Let's hope this is it. You're going to want to be careful whenever you pull it, because there's obviously wires connected to the bolts, and a lot of these they just twist counterclockwise. But soon I meet another surprise after I am able to finally pull out the brake light. It's broken. Since these bulbs are made out of glass, I'm gonna try to be extra careful and not cut myself, since I gotta kind of get a good grip on these bulbs to pull it out. I made the decision to just pull out the rest of the bulbs that are pretty easy. You just twist it out and pull it out. That way I could get the whole light housing out, and I could focus on that broken bulb and get it out without cutting myself accidentally. So what I decided to do is get a napkin and some pliers and break the rest of the glass. After fiddling around with it, trying to get it out, didn't work. I finally managed to kind of pry it out a little bit. So these are the replacement bulbs for the brake lights. What I have learned over the years and what I've been told is make sure you do not touch the bulb itself, the glass. Always try to grab it from the plastic part, because you'll leave residual oils on the bulb and it'll heat up, and it's more likely to burn out or break. So you see I just grab a napkin and try to be careful, and don't squeeze it from the glass, but use the little plastic part that clips in or pushes in. Just push it down from the sides. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and test it out before I put everything back together. Oh, don't want that to break. So after I get that situated, I go using my camera on my Apple Watch and my phone. Since I'm recording, I can see whether it turns on or not. So I'll go in there and just press on the brake to make sure it lights up. Now that I verified the bulb is working and I got that little broken piece of glass out, I'm just gonna put everything back where it's supposed to go. A lot of the times the parts are pretty easy. It's like puzzle pieces. They're different sizes, so one is not gonna fit on the other one. But in some cases they might be the same size. Just try to remember wherever you took it out, put it back. So just reverse everything, put it in and turn it clockwise to tighten it. Just make sure whenever you're putting all those wires back in, you're gonna wanna make sure they're in a spot where they're supposed to be, where they're not gonna get crimped or pinched, and you risk cutting the wire, giving yourself more work to do. On the light housing, there's some plastic pins that are inserted into these little holes, helping you make sure everything's lined up, and it just pushes in that way. So once you got them lined up, just go ahead and slide it in, push it in until it's nice and flush. After I made sure that it's nice and flush, I get these nuts and just hand tighten them. That way I could tighten them down with a ratchet. You want to make sure not to over tighten these. It doesn't really need too much pressure. Just make sure the bolts are snug and the tail light housing is sitting nice and flush to the body. After making sure everything's tightened back up the way it should be, put all your plastic coverings and carpet back in place. Make sure you align the holes so you could put the plastic retainer clips back in the appropriate hole. Now that we got everything back together, we're just going to make sure that everything's working properly. We're going to check our brake lights again, our running lights, turn signals, and emergency or hazard lights. So we did it. If you guys made it this far, thanks for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe for more tips or dad life stuff.